You changed course. Just a couple weeks ago, there was an intention to let freshmen and sophomores, I guess, come to campus, and that is no longer the case. How did you weigh that decision?
Yeah, no, it was a very difficult decision, very disappointing. Our students wanted to come back. Our faculty wanted to come back. There are really three major considerations that went into the decision. The first is, the course of the disease locally within our community. The second is the nature of the housing for our undergraduate students. And the third is local and state health guidance. So back in early June, when cases were dropping, working with our experts, we thought that we could handle having two class cohorts come back, freshmen and sophomores. We couldn't have all of them. We needed to de-densify the dorms. Our students live in communal dormitories where it's difficult to control disease. So we needed to de-densify and also maintain hundreds of beds for quarantine and isolation. But that, we thought, could work given the state of the disease back in June. Dial forward 2 months, what a difference 2 months make.
The fifth largest economy in the world grinding to a halt again. The state now averaging 8,000 new cases a day, more than double just a month ago.
The resurgence of cases, both locally and nationally, made us concerned about being able to manage the health consequences of bringing the students back. But just as important, the state guidance that came out in mid-August, we think appropriately banned gatherings, the use of common rooms in dorms, any in-person lectures in counties like ours that are on a watch list. And so what we saw is that if we brought students back, their experience would be so impoverished. It was really the combination of the two things, the health concerns and the fact that we couldn't deliver a good experience, that made us change course and decide to go online for undergraduates.
When you do get back to students coming to campus, what kind of infrastructure do you think is required? For example, how regular would testing have to be for the entire campus population?
So in fact, we have invited back all of our graduate students, those who want to come back. We expect to have about 6,000 students on campus this fall. So it isn't a question of when we have students coming back. We will have students coming back. Of course, we look forward to having our undergraduates come back as well. So in terms of the precautions that you talk about, absolutely. We will do significant testing on arrival when students arrive on day 1 and then again on day 5 with appropriate follow-up for exposure notification and isolation and quarantine of any individuals who have COVID. Then ongoing surveillance testing. I should, of course, say we have to do all the other things that you might expect, have protocols for social distancing, wearing face masks, regular hand washing, and also de-densifying buildings. If we look at our laboratories where our students and researchers go to do laboratory research, we've had to de-densify them. They work in shifts so that we only have one student per 250 square feet. There's unidirectional circulation through the building, all the things you need to do to really try to mitigate the risk of spread of disease.